Peb. Well, all is in readiness. The crowd certainly in front of us, John and Phil, has built solidly, and that is good to see. It's a big match. Minor premiership, a spot on the 5, plenty at stake for both sides. And thanks to our station sponsor, Home Loans Plus, to get us underway this afternoon, your caller is John Nankerville.
Siren sounds to begin this round 22 clash at Albert Oval. Cranston in the ruck for the Bays, and he'll be taking on Meiklejohn for the Magpies. They both fly high. Meiklejohn got a fingernail on it. The ball falls down to Elston, who handballs in the Somerton direction. He goes off the ground. Trapping it nicely at half forward was Murray for Port. He gave to Clinch. His handball was good to Eichner, who's run down from defence. His kick isn't great. It fades away and's marked in the back pocket, right on the behind line by Rudolph for the Bays. He swings out towards defensive 50. Getting up there, getting a hand on it was Fisher for Glenelg. Ball out of bounds. Forward 50 arc for the Port Adelaide side. We've gone about 35 seconds in this first term. Cranston and Meiklejohn in the ruck, right at the arc of 50, rolled down the arm of Meiklejohn. Players diving on the football. 45 out from Port Adelaide's goal. We'll have a further bounce. 45 seconds have elapsed in this first term. No score as of yet as Cranston and Meiklejohn wrestle in the ruck.
Cranston a tap down. Fisher comes in with an assist, comes down to Holmes. Got the handball to Panozzo. We're putting on a bump. Panozzo running down the boundary line. Now kicks it down the line for Doldig opposed to Perry. In the end, it's spilled over, and a little bit of pushing and shoving, a little bit of aggro occurring as you'd expect a big match. The Glenelg rivalry in decades past between the Tigers and the Magpies. Meiklejohn's tap down to, I think, Elstone was the 5 goals, scored 5 goals last week, leading goal scorer. He's tackled, it's a ball up. Centre wing, outer side, that's the way the wind is blowing this afternoon. Allen tries to soccer it off. Now it spills to Mills. Mills has got a runner. Here come the Tigers going forward. So it'll be the first inside 50 looking out there for Grimer through the hands. Spills to the back of the pack. Thurgood with a bit of speed, couldn't pick it up. Locken taps it towards the goal line. It goes over. We have our first score of the game. It is the Tigers one behind. The Magpies yet to score.
90 seconds gone. Tom Cart, defensive 50 for Port Adelaide, goes out to half-back right. Outer side of the ground, Summerton trapped it, gave to Di Pasquale. He's well tackled by Big Doldig. Looking at the umpire, he says we'll ball it up. Between left half forward and outer side centre wing for the Bays. They're one behind. Port yet to score. 2 gone first term. As Cranston won it down in the ruck, a bit of aerial ping-pong comes in the Fisher direction. He couldn't handle it. Out of bounds again, left half forward. The Bays one behind. Port yet to score, and Phil Aspinall just feeling each other out at the moment, the two sides.
Absolutely, we can see that it's hard at football, and certainly looking forward to the rest of the contest.
One down by Meiklejohn for Port, went straight to Fisher. He was dispossessed by Di Pasquale in the tackle. Allen dived in for the Bays. Diving on him was Thurgood, and the Eichner it was, in fact, pardon me, and the umpire says, we'll ball it up again. Still at left half forward, right on the point of the square. The Bays in attack, bounced by the umpire. It's blocked. The unlikely ruckman won it down through the arms of Eichner. Couldn't quite take it, goes in on hands and knees, diving in on him a couple of Bays players. Again, it's held in. Instead of half forward for the Bays, they lead one behind to no score.
Opening minutes around the SANFL. Sturt 1 goal, South yet to score, Central 1 goal, West yet to score. Here it's the Tigers 1 behind. Port yet to score is from the clearance. Comes out to Kane. Kane got it onto Panozzo. His hand pass for Holmes. Missed the target. Holmes can't get to it before the boundary line. And I suspect, gentlemen, this afternoon, it's binocular time if you're in the grandstand, because we're going to see plenty of play on that outer side with the wind directing it out. They might even see a few out of bounds on the fulls. I suspect the tap down towards that boundary line. Holmes picks it up, getting a few early touches. Tommy Carr getting in the way. And now the Glenelg player who got on the ricochet is tackled by Perry, and umpire says my ball, and that was Ruot who's back in the lineup. So it's a ball up. It's 55 metres out from the Tigers' goal. They lead by 1 point. Umpire elects to put it up in the air. Beautiful bounce. Meiklejohn the tap. Bo the kick forward looking for Doldig, who's on his hands and knees. Nice pick up. Here comes the Tigers. Allen with the shot. It's across the face of goal. Well, he aimed for the right side, just didn't come back. It's out of bounds on the full. Magpies ball, and they'll bring it down the members' wing.
Carr it was, marking it defensive 50. He chips towards Elstone, over his head on the bounce. It was Allen who was good to Kirkby, right in front of the Life of M commentary box here. Grandstand side wing, he goes short to Hinge. He's away and running. The former Crow listed player, he chips to 50, but getting in the way. Locken played in the grand final with Collingwood in 2003. And now solid in defence for the Magpies. He comes away, kicks towards this grandstand side wing. Perkins running on, goes over his head where Mules takes it. The boy from Kalangadoo chips to half forward where Ruwalt grabs the ball. He's about 70 from goal, grandstand side, kicking to the southern end. He kicks to about 40 out in that right forward pocket. Offhand shot by Grimer for the Bays. Snap towards the goals though, away. One behind. The Bays, two behinds. Port Adelaide are yet to score. 4.5 minutes gone, first term. Carr to bring the footy back into play for the Magpies.
So Sturt their goal to George Thring there, 1-1-7. South yet to score. As mentioned, Central 1 goal, West yet to score. Now here come the Magpies. The kick back in. Oh, intercepted by the Tigers. It spills to Allen. He gets the hand pass on to Block. Block, 20 in straight in front. You can hear the roar from the louds. The Tigers have the first goal of the game. And they're doing all the attacking. They are 1-2-8. The Magpies yet to score. And thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus. Special comments today. The master boundary rider, Phil Aspinall.
Yeah, it's a very good goal by Lucas Block there, guys. He's been a very impressive player for the Bays over the last few years. He's done his dues in the reserves, and it's good to see him playing consistent league football.
Yeah, Lucas Block, very big raps on him down at the Bays, and he's been around the club now for 4 or 5 years, playing game number 38 today. That was his 10th SANFL goal, and he's an important player for them coming into the finals as Cranston wins it down in the middle. Went to Allen, he handballed in the block direction. He'll get the centre clearance for the Bays. Bode took the mark at half forward, called to play on, didn't go the required distance. His handball was coughed up, and now Perkins from half back kicks Port to half forward. A free kick going to go against Sherwood. Advantage paid, is it? No. Coming back to Batson, who was the player that was infringed for Port Adelaide at centre half forward. And he has the football, Daniel Batson, for the Magpies. They're yet to score. Glenelg 1 goal, 2-8. And we've gone 6 minutes in this first term. Batson goes long to the top of the goal square. Good mark, Hargraves. Wait on the umpire. It's there. The Glenelg defenders looked imploringly towards the umpire, but in the end, he said, no, it's Daniel's ball, and he will go back from point-blank range, the top of the goal square. He's not always the most reliable kick for goal, with respect to the man, a multiple Ken Farmer medal winner, but from here, he should have no trouble at all as he wastes no time and bangs through the Magpies first. They're on the board. 1 goal straight, Port Adelaide. Glenelg 1-2-8. 6.5 gone first term, and look, wonderful work up forward there from Hargraves for Lasswell, just putting up the big arms and pulling down the mark in the middle of that pack.
Absolutely, John. And Daniel's a bit of a confidence player of late. He's struggled in recent weeks, so for him to get a goal early on, certainly going to boost his confidence. And you mentioned he's kicked a few. That was his 481st SANFL goal.
Yeah, well, can he get to 500 by season's end, depending on, I guess, how many finals Port Adelaide play? Of course, Brant Chambers kicking 500 earlier. As there's a scramble at the centre bounce. And of course, at the moment, it is Hargraves with 51 goals on the year, trailing Brant Chambers, who last time we checked hasn't scored a goal yet, on 89. We will keep track of Brant Chambers' goal scoring for you during the afternoon. As the hand pass, Perkins to Carr. It's a high up and under kick. Clinch doing battle there. He keeps his feet well. Hand pass on to batsman, who waited for the ball to come to him, and it didn't. Sherwood picks it up. Hand pass to Panozzo. Now to Holmes, and Glenelg have got some work. It comes to Ben Kane. Back to Holmes again, raking up plenty of touches early. High kick, big fly from behind by Kirkby. Great work at ground level by Kirkby, but the hand pass for his teammate running down the boundary line was a tad hot. And it sails out of bounds. So it's the Magpies 1 straight 6, the Tigers 1-2-8. 7 minutes first quarter. The crowd, well, there's plenty in front of us, and they'll make a racket this afternoon. Not so many around on the outer side. That is where they're going to, that's probably where the prime seats are today. That's where the ball's going to be. And sure enough, from the boundary throw, and it's tapped forward, crosses the boundary line. And we have another ball up. 8 minutes gone. Tigers by 2. Rucks go to it. Cranston the tap down. Socket off the ground by the Tigers. Back to Cranston, who's ducking and weaving. Got it to Allen, who will manage to elude Perkins' tackle to get the hand pass away. Kick goes inside 50. Grimer and Archie. Grimer reads it better. He's got a handball at Faru. Well, was it off his knee? No. Too high. It's a behind. Tigers 1-3-9. The Magpies 1 straight 6. Matty Locken ready to send the Magpies back into play.
In the goal square at the southern end, Matt Locken And not a lot on offer at the moment for the Port Adelaide defender. He's going to go long out towards that outer side where Phil Hurden quickly predicted a lot of the play will be. Archie out there, arms are up, couldn't take the mark. Eichner was good, gives to his twin out there in third good, and from the outer side wing he puts Port to half forward. We're getting back there as Elstone taking a good mark with the Magpies. 55 from goal, he plays on, goes to the lead of Hargraves, fisted away from him. Mules head over the ball, tackled by Summerton. Umpire watches it closely. Port fans want ball. The umpire says, it's ball, all right, it's mine. And I'll throw it up 40 metres out from the Magpies' goal. He bounced it down. In fact, Batson in the ruck from behind Cranston won it down as far as Dolling. Kicked 5 goals last week with the Magpies. Taken to the ground on this occasion, and there'll be a bounce about 35 out now from Port Adelaide's goal. They're kicking to the northern end. The bounce from the umpire. One down by Cranston for the base. Summerton and Mules worrying each other. It's Summerton who wins the contest. Got it out to clinch. He gave to Jeremy Clayton, who snaps back towards the goals. One grab by Hargraves, couldn't take it. Picking it up, and in the end tackled over the behind line is Hinge. And the umpire had signalled a rush behind him. That is what will occur. Port Adelaide get their first minor score there, 1-1-7. Glenelg 1-3-9. 2 points difference. 10 minutes gone in this first term.
Plenty of ferocious tackling early as the Tigers, surprise, surprise, take it down the outer side. Doldig battling Perry, and Doldig has infringed against Perry, and Port fans happy with that one. Perry will get the free at House Brothers Oval. Sturt 2-1-13, South 1 straight 6 as Perry comes in board and finds a teammate in Elstone. Well, he wheels around, he'll kick it inside 50, pack the sense. Jeremy Clayton from behind couldn't take it, Summerton could. Handballed only as far as Kane, onto Bode, and now it's the Tigers on the rebound. Got Kirkby in a bit of space here, Locken came in and ensured and scragged him. And I think that's pretty much why they brought in the rule, because Ruwat was off and running, but Kirkby held up, couldn't get the hand pass on. So 25 metres, Kirkby centres the ball. And I think that's Block who's picked it up. He'll go with the kick towards the edge of the square. Grimer there. Touch for a tap from behind. It's towards the boundary line. Couple of Tigers there, and including Holmes. And Thurgood comes across and lays the tackle right in front of the bowling club.
They packed him there.
Gee, talk about a crackerjack time in the bowling club this afternoon. They're there in numbers. Throwing about 30 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Doing most of the attacking so far. From the tap down, looks like the Magpies will clear through Dolling. Dolling's kick towards the wing. Finds Batson, who's taken the mark in front of Sherwood. Sherwood comes in, smothers the kick as Perry kicks into the man on the mark. So Batson battling hard for the ball, but it's 4 Tigers, 1 Magpie. Sherwood picks it up, gets it to Kane. Batson taken high, said the Magpie fans. Nothing awarded, but maybe some justice as the kick has found Thurgood. Thurgood now will take the ball, he'll kick it across the goal. And now it's a chance through Biachi for the Magpies to clear out of defence.
He finds Lees at defensive 50 for Port, who chips to centre-half forward. Dolling takes the mark, centre-half back, should I say, for the Magpies. He chips into the middle of the ground, Dolling, and finds Murray. Goes back to Dolling in the 1-2. In the middle of Albert and Overley, chips short to Summerton, who can go inside 50 for Port. Hargraves on the lead. The kick a touch high. The big man recovers well. The big man snaps towards goals. Clinch there for Port Adelaide. Can he pick it up? He can't. Good pressure there from his Glenelg opponent in Murphy. He's tackled well now by Hinge. Clinch tight against the line. And Perkins sees Murphy over. Perkins for the Magpies, Murphy for the Bays. There'll be a boundary line throw-in. A left forward pocket for Port Adelaide. 30 around from their goal. Batson in the ruck for Port. Cranston in front for Glenelg. He won it down. Hinge took it. Was he taken high? He was. The free kick against Elstone on that occasion. And Hinge for the Bays, chips out to defensive 50, looking for Byron Murphy. Have to run onto this. The ball's bouncing very awkwardly out there as Eichner comes in to apply the pressure. They both go to ground. Jeremy Clayton lurking, picks up, but kicks straight onto the chest of Bode at defensive 50 for the Bays. He kicks out towards the outer side wing. Port Adelaide have the numbers on this occasion. On the bounce, it was Perry. He took a bounce. It bounced away from him. He got it back. Handball to Di Pasquale, who handballs centre-half forward where Elstone's in all sorts of trouble. This way, that way. Handball's back now to Carr in the blue boots. Cool and calm, the veteran Tom Carr. Left foot inside 50. Pack forms from the middle. Jeremy Clayton flew high off the hands to Kane. He handballs back to Bowe to the left back pocket, who picks it up on the third bounce and swings around to Venozzo, who marks defence 50 and is away for Glenelg.
So Venozzo kicks it down the outer side, only as far as the Magpies. I think that's Perry who's come up with the mark. So at the moment, the Magpies are doing a fair deal of the attacking. Biachi waiting to come on along with Kirk for Glenelg. Kirk wearing the number 38, Guernsey. On return was wearing number 4. However, the kick by the Magpies looking for Mickeljohn is lobbed. Must have been touched on the line. So it's a throw, and it's going to lob right on the Magpies forward 50. Central 2-1-13, West Adelaide 1 behind. Tap down 55 out. Trying to run onto it. Well, looking for Summerton, who gets it now. He's tackled straight away. And that was Clinch, who's been busy as well trying to get the ball. The Magpies out of all this have gained about 10 metres. It's another boundary throw in. Cranston up against Batson on this occasion. Ball comes to ground. Hard ball to get. G. Kane went in hard at ground level up against Dolling. Both players stood their ground. You can hear the applause in the background. And it's going to be that kind of day. All signs are we're in for a crackerjack contest here, thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus. Mule's got the tap down. Summerton brings him to ground. Hand pass out to Sherwood. Some tight work by that boundary line. It's right in front of the Power HQ. It'll be another ball up.
Well, 15 minutes have elapsed in this first term. Glenelg 139, Port 117. Ball deep in attack for the Magpies. Northern end of the ground. Batson in the ruck for Port Adelaide. Won it down. Coming through hard was Mules for the Bays. He's wrapped up, and there'll be a bounce 30 out from the Maggies' goal.
13 gone at House Brothers. Sturt 4-1-25. South 1 straight 6.
In front of the merchandise shop over there. In the right forward pocket, northern end, the ball is bounced down. It'll be the Bays who'll come away with it through Holmes, who got it from Backwell. And now coming off half-back, it's Panozzo, who puts the Bays to half-full with a long raking kick, leading in the race for the football in the duel between Lees and Block was Lees, but he was upended big time. Play on calls the umpire. Block does that, kicks to full forward for the Bays, where Perry outsmarts his opponent down there in Kirk and gets the ball to Perkins, and Port can clear towards half-back, where it's Elstone marking the football, the former Hawthorn-listed player. He kicks up to half-forward. Clinch, well, dropped the mark he should have taken. Fisher slides in beautifully for the Bays, pickpockets the Port Adelaide player, and now Mark Clayton coming off the bench pickpockets Hinge, and Port back into attack. Mark has found Jeremy. Both Claytons, not related. Jeremy goes inside 50 on the bounce. Hargraves grabs it, left forward pocket. Handball looking for someone that didn't find its target. Kane intercepted for the Bays. Handball's back towards the boundary line. Murphy and Mark Clayton see it over. Left forward pocket for the Magpies. 16 and a half gone first term. Glenelg 139, Port 117. This is being played at a frenetic pace, Phil Aspinall.
Absolutely, it's a great contest so far, guys.
And meanwhile, the throw in, the ruckman for Port Adelaide was flattened in the back by Cranston, pretty much fell on top of him. Richard Williams has seen that. It's going to be a Magpies shot on goal. And Daniel Hargraves, who doesn't do a lot of ruck work, he might do a bit more now if he gets shots on goals out of it.
Yes, indeed.
And lining up for goal number 52. Central's a 2-1-13, West 1-1-7. 15 gone at broad spectrum. Here at Alberton, Glenelg 139, Magpies 1-1-7. Hargraves, with the assistance of the Port cheer squad behind the goals, putting the flags up to show the breeze blowing. Has to aim a little bit to the left. Although the look there is it's only a little bit of a sideways breeze, pretty much at his back. The kick will be from 30. Crowd not happy with a bit of byplay off the ball as Hargraves comes in, aims left, and he's missed. I thought he aimed it pretty well at the spot he had to, it just didn't swing back. Magpies 1-2-8, Glenelg 1-3-9, and a let-off for the Tigers.
Look, it certainly was, and as I said earlier, Hargraves has 1 goal, 1 now today, and he does let himself down sometimes with his kicking for goal, and on that occasion he probably should have done better as Panozzo brings the footy back in for the Bays. It's at half-back. Bode will come away with it there after it came off hands. He scrubbers a kick towards the wing. Block, clever, taps it down in the direction of Lally, who puts Glenelg up towards their forward 50 arc where Kirkby has taken the mark for the Bays. He chips towards Grima, but the kick is not a good one. Out of bounds on the full, 45 out underneath the scoreboard, northern end, southern end of the ground, should I say. Port Adelaide have the footy there, deep in defence. Archie swings it round towards Summerton. He swings it further across the other side of the ground, left half back, Perry and Kirk. Kirk right with Perry as he grabs it on the bounce. The Port Adelaide defender under pressure though. He handballs straight to Block, who grabs it for the Bays and puts them up towards the top of the goal square. Bouncing ball. It was the old off break away to the right, one behind for Glenelg. They're 1-4-10, Port Adelaide 1-2-8, and we have gone 18 and a half, almost 19 minutes in this first term, Phil Aspinall.
Absolutely, and we just saw Todd Grimer and Corey Archie at the contest there. I'm really looking forward to that battle. We've probably got one of the best full forwards and one of the best full backs in the league running around.
AFL, 6 minutes gone. Richmond 3-6-24 looking to put a lock on 9th spot. Melbourne 2-1-13. As mentioned, 6 minutes of the third quarter. It's on the half-forward flank of the Tigers. They're going to force a turnover here. Kirk, I think, getting his first kick back. Sends it in the Daldick direction by that boundary line. And, gee, the best on ground today, the most touches might just be the outer boundary line.
It could be. It's getting a lot of odd.
And you've got to hope for the sake of that boundary umpire out there. One, he's had his wheat bix for breakfast. And two, that he gets a rotation during the course of the afternoon. As Elstone's got it, he's wrapped up by Adam Fisher. And it will be a ball up. We are 55 metres out. A hard, cracking, physical contest early. Not much in the way of scoring. We have gone 19 minutes. As the tap comes down, no one could take it. And it falls back into the pack of players. It's going to be another ball up. Chance to check around the SANFL. 17 minutes gone at Broad Spectrum. Central 3-1-19. West 1-2-8. As the tap, it comes down. Magpies just trying to sock it forward. Fisher looking for it. Biaggi comes to meet it. He'll tap it over the boundary line. And yes, it's another throw-in. 20 minutes gone at the House of Brothers. Gee, you get confused sometimes, don't you? Sturt 4-1-25, South 1-6. Thanks to station sponsor Homelands Plus. You're with John Nankerville.
Well, 19 and a half minutes gone here at Alberton Oval. And it's been a very tight, tough, torrid game so far. It's the Bays by 2 points, 1-4-10. Port Adelaide 1-2-8. Left half forward is where the ball is. Glenelg is the side in attack, but it's Lachlan who picks up for the Magpies, gives to Eichner, who gives to Carr, and he clears the zone and finds Elstone on the outer side wing in front of the Magpies bar. He's got a man loose in the middle. That's Perkins, but Kane, great effort running back with the flight. Intercepted, didn't take the mark. We've got a hand on the ball. Di Pasquale was there, though, for the Magpies. He gave to Dolling, and they'll get a second chance now through Biaggi, who puts Port inside 50. Hargraves, pushing the back. Free kick, Glenelg. It looked nice. Looked very specky, in fact, but umpire Richard Williams right there. And Rudolph will take the free kick for the Bays. He goes to Hinge at half-back right, who handballs to Sherwood, and the veteran Glenelg defenders away. He's got Bode in the middle. Cast balls him at the last moment. Ball spills free. Watson was good for Port. Gave to Perkins, now Lees. And the Maggies come towards half-forward, where the ball's fisted away down there by Murphy for Port Adelaide towards the boundary line. It's picked up by Hinge, who goes towards right half-forward for the Bays. Offhands, it's picked up by Kane, who goes searching for Grimer inside 50 for Glenelg. Punched away from him, Lockin for the Magpies. 40 from his defensive goal, swings around to half-back right and finds Summerton. He can run down that outer side wing in front of the ever-building crowd, in front of the Magpies bar. He decides to chip into the middle of Alberton Oval, where Murray takes the mark for Port Adelaide. He then launches him to the arc of 50. Hinge backing back. Clayton jumps up in the middle of two Bays players. Ball comes off hand, spills to the back. Hargraves leading Rudolph and Kirk to the line. In the end, it beats them out of bounds. Left forward pocket for the Magpies. They are 1-2-8. Glenelg are 1-4-10, and we've gone 22 and a half minutes in this first term.
Hargraves with the rock contest comes to Hinge. He's tackled and brought to ground straight away. No prior opportunity, and it's very rare that you'll see a controversial holding the ball decision played to the attacking team inside forward 50. Usually has to be pretty much textbook. As a Kirk with a tap down, kick-off in the pack by Watson. Grubbers across the boundary line. Grandstand side by a couple of metres. It's a throw-in, 23 minutes gone. We've got Sturt 4-1-25, South 1-6. That at the House Brothers Oval as this tap comes in. Down to ground with the Tigers. Mules at ground level. Needs a bit of work. He's got some help. Here comes the hand pass back into Murphy, I think, now on. Well, through Lally. Sorry, it was Kirk to Lally to Murphy to Holmes. Now they're coming through the centre. Marked by Daldick, who's trying to play the link man up front. Grimer the target. And this time Grimer left his opponent, well, in his wake and has marked the ball 70 metres out. Too far out to score. Don't care what the wind conditions are. And so he'll send it inside forward 50. Coming out hard and late. I tell you, it's going to be a Tigers mark. It is. Hard running by Ruwalt, and in a very low scoring encounter, this, Phil Aspinall, is a very critical shot for goal.
Absolutely. I like Mark Ruwalt as a footballer. It's good to see him back in the side. He's very hard at it, and let's hope for the Glenelg fans' sake that he can kick this goal.
Well, he's going to have about 35, going to be about 35 metres out. Maybe a 20-degree angle. You'd think aim for the right goalpost and watch your swing back. Last time I said that, the ball did exactly the opposite. But this is the southern end. I think I've got the southern end pretty well sorted. Comes to Wirral. He doesn't. He heads left, and guess what? It stays wide left. It's another behind. Glenelg probably mostly attacking, are butchering some chances here. They are 1-5-11. The Magpies missed a couple of easy ones as well. They are 1-2-8. And thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus, you are with John Nankerville.
Lees will bring the ball back in for Port Adelaide. Nearly 25 minutes gone in this first term. His kick is a good one. It's marked by Archie. And right half back, he handballs off to Di Pasquale. He finds Perkins on the outer side wing, who can kick Port to the cusp of their 50. Coming out on the lead, Jeremy Clayton. Wonderful mark by Jezza. 55 from goal. He's got Murray running down. He's spotted that player. Courage by Murray. Real old-fashioned courage. He had Rudolph running towards him, and they collided. Murray juggled it once, twice, took the mark, took the knock, and he'll go back 40 out straight in front for Aspinall and Fire for the Magpies second.
Absolutely, a great courageous mark like that certainly deserves the goal to be kicked, so fingers crossed he can put it through the middle and hopefully use that breeze as it needs to be.
Yeah, Brad Murray, 4 goals, 9 this season.
25 and a half gone, and there is the quarter-time siren, in fact, so he'll be kicking for goal. And
for the lead.
For the lead after quarter-time as Murray comes in. He'll man on the mark, 40 out. He kicks from 45. It's a close run thing. He's missed. Away to the left. The umpire was moving, a one behind. So at quarter time, Port Adelaide, 1 goal, 3-9. They trail the Bays by 2 behinds, 1-5-11. The goal scorers, well, this isn't hard to work out. Block for the Bays, Hargraves for Port. Very exciting first quarter.
Like I mentioned earlier, I like Grimer on Archie down back, so it should be interesting 3 quarters left.
Get us underway for the second quarter. Your caller is John Nankerville.
Richard Williams throws the footy up. It's Meiklejohn against Cranston. Big Meiklejohn did some rucking and roving. He gave it to Somerton, who gave to Dolling, who gets the centre clearance for Port. Out to about 60 metres from their goal. They're kicking to the southern end in this second term. It's the Bays who'll come up with it, though. Mules on the bounce. Cleared through some traffic and went towards Allen. He also took the footy on the bounce and handballs off to Hinge. Running off half-back, Hinge puts Glenelg towards 50. Just over the head there of the outstretched arm of Port's Thurgood. Comes the way of Backwell for the Bays. He spears the kick back to the top of the goal square. Ruwalt traps it. Lockett went to ground. And Ruwalt, after only 2 goals were kicked in the first term, has kicked a goal within the first 60 seconds of this second quarter. It's the first goal of this game since the 6-minute mark of the first term. Ruwalt gets his first, the Bays their second. They're 2-5-17, Port 1-3-9, and Phil Aspinall, a goal drought there for a while, but it's, well, the heavens have opened.
Absolutely, and the most important thing was Mark Ruwalt kept his feet there. That was the important key, and ran into an open goal square to kick the Bays second.
Well, that sparked the game a bit more. We should say in front of us here, a massive crowd on the grandstand side. They're probably about 10-15 deep, which is fantastic to see. And I think we maybe have a lot of old-timers who thought the game started at 2:20, because it certainly has built up since we came on air at 1:45. Meanwhile, the centre clearance, Dolling has kicked it forward. Doing well on the recovery was Murray. Back to Dolling, who kicks it inside 50. Hargraves on the half volley, couldn't pick it up. Mules, the mop-up man, gets it back to Murphy, who kicks it long in the direction of Holmes. It's on the outer side again. Holmes in a paddock of space has time to pick his target, kick over his head. Now it's with Doldig against Thurgood on the far side. Spills to Lees. Can he get it by the boundary line? Holmes will escort him over. It's on the Tigers half-forward flank outer side. Just a minute or so gone. Tigers 2-5-17. Port 1-3-9. Earlier today, a draw in the reserves. Port 10-15-75. Glenelg 11-9-75. That boundary throw in caught by the wind. And there has been a free foul to the Tigers. It will go to Allen. Allen wastes no time to the mouse in Brett Backwell. He now gets the hand pass across. He comes inside 50 to no one in particular. Thurgood stands strong, avoids the first tackle, gets the hand pass away. I think that's Batson who's under pressure, gets it now to Elstone. Elstone, the hand pass across wasn't good. Puts his teammate under pressure. Ruwalt with the tackle. The hand pass straight for the boundary line. The Tigers unite in one demanding deliberate. They will not be satisfied. It's a throw in.
Well, the base fans said there's a few of them here, and they're making a bit of noise. It's in the ruck. It was Cranston to Holmes, who went back to block, whose kick was well smothered by someone at the point of half forward. Coming through there, Panozzo for the base, gave to Allen. The swag man kicks inside 50, bouncing ball over the head of Grimer. Picked up by Perry, though, for Port Adelaide, deep in defence. And he chips out towards Carr at defensive 50 for the Magpies, who comes towards half-back left outer side. Summerton has the ball there in the long sleeves for Port Adelaide, and he goes to Dolling. And we're always glad Summerton wears the long sleeves, because he and Dolling could be twins. Dolling back to Summerton, and Summerton under pressure back to Dolling, sharing it around the lookalikes. And in the end, Dolling finds Elstone at left half forward for Port, out of side of the ground. Elstone kicks inside 50, backing back there. Sherwood got this covered, takes the mark underneath the scoreboard, right forward pocket, right back pocket, should I say, for the Bays. They're 2-5-17. Port Adelaide 1-3-9. And we've gone pretty much 3 minutes in this second term.
Glenelg go out the outer side again to Cranston, goes through his hands. Recovering better is Perkins. Perkins pretty much on the snap and pressure, brings the ball back inboard. Now it's a race for it. Tom Carr doing well to weave through traffic. Got the hand pass to Thurgood. Now to De Pasquale, who kicks it down the wing. Someone has to put his hand up just to make sure he can see through the sun. And he's marked centering out aside. The chip kick along the lines finds Batson opposed to Sherwood, who takes the mark on the half-forward flank. Still about 80, maybe 85 out from goal. Looks for Micklejohn against Bowe. Bit of a mismatch in height. Micklejohn takes the mark, 70 out. He puts it high for the hot spot. Pack flies Clayton, one of the shortest guys out there, was the only one who flew for it. Couldn't take the mark. It spills to ground. Richard Williams is circling. He's circling because it's off the ball. And the Magpies have it. Ben Mills, I think, was the player with the ball. He can't believe it. And Clinch is going to have the shot, who in his 7 games has kicked 5 goals. Your thoughts, Phil Aspinall?
Well, I was busy watching Daniel Hargraves jumping up and down, signalling the holding the ball signal. I think perhaps when he retires from SANFL football, he might have a career as an umpire.
Oh, certainly plenty of players out there who consider their rules knowledge. Right up there. As Clinch comes in with the kick, umpire on the run, he's got it. So, just like the first quarter, the Tigers kick the opening goal, and at the 6-minute mark, the Magpies respond. It is Glenelg 2-5-17, the Maggies 2-3-15. And thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus, special comments with Phil Aspinall.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised with that call. We don't see the holding the ball decision called as much like we do in the AFL, where a player does drag the ball in, but we saw Richard Williams set himself, and Daniel Hargraves talked him into it, and the decision was made, and young Michael Clinch kicked the goal, his 6th in his SANFL career.
Cranston in the ruck for the Bays, won it down to block. He shrugs off the Summerton attention and bangs the Bays to half forward. Going to land about 55 from goal, fisted down by Lees. Bode lurking though for the Bays, picks up, kicks to the running player in Backwell out there on the forward 50 arc, but it's fisted away from him in a good defensive performance from Daniel Lees, and out of bounds right on that forward 50 arc, right forward pocket, northern end of the ground for the Bays. In the ruck, Daldig caught behind. Micklejohn for the Magpies, won it down in front. He then goes in on hands and knees. The 2 big men battling. Micklejohn for Port, Daldig for the Bays. Umpire's seen enough of the 2 big bears wrestling on the ground and says we'll throw it up on the forward 50 arc.
2 minutes gone, second quarter. Central 4-3-27, West 1-2-8.
As the ball out of bounds, 55 out from Glenelg's goal there, 2-5-17. Goals to Block and Ruwalt. Port Adelaide 2-3-15. Hargraves and Clinch, their goal scorers. 7 minutes gone in this second term. Micklejohn for the Maggies, won it down in the ruck on hands and knees. It was the Bays. Fisher to Daldig. He gave in the direction there of Block, who went back to Daldig, who goes inside 50. Not the greatest of kicks. Ruwalt sharks it off hands. Was he held without the footy? He was. 30 out straight in front. He's kicked one already today, only a few moments ago, in fact, a few minutes ago, and now Mark Ruwalt has a chance to go back from probably about 35 out, straight in front is where the man on the mark is, and put through the Bays 3rd and his 2nd, and it was a hot one for Aspinall, but I think it was there.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see that he certainly was being held, and Mark Ruwalt certainly impresses me. He adds a bit of liveliness to the Glenelg forward line. He's certainly a handy inclusion back in the side after missing a few games through injury.
Game number 55, and he's away to the right with his kick. 44 goals in his 55 games. 1 today, 1 goal, 1 now. And that's the 6th behind for the Bays. They're 2-6-18. Port 2-3-15. 8.5 gone second term.
Xavier Watson on for Stephen Eichner as Locken brings it back in. Here comes the second kick along the lines. Thurgood stepping in well to intercept the ball. Don't think it was intended for him. And again, the team in defence is going along the outer side, looking for Archie. He had it, he lost it. Hinge on the pickup. Block gets a Shepherd, sends it back towards Fisher, who's right on 50. Fisher too hot for him. Thurgood, the quick 1-2 tap back with Thurgood now. Has to get around back well. His hand pass to Depasquale right on the boundary line. In front of the Power HQ, looking out there for Perkins.
They played downfield.
I was about to say, I thought Perkins didn't attack that ball that hard by the boundary line. He'll bring it back inboard looking for Murray. Off hands, can Watson come in and help? No, Murray, brilliant recovery. Got it to Doling, edge of the centre square. Hargraves, big thumb from behind by Rudolph. Comes to Doling, he's tackled. He gets back up. Magpie play with the ball is tackled straight away. And it will be a ball up. Crowd getting into this one, and why not? It's SANFL footy at its toughest. 9 minutes gone. Tigers by 3. Ball up right on 50. Hinge with the hand pass out to Fisher. He's got on to Mules. Mules will rush the edge of the centre square and will go on the outer side wing where he finds touch. And it's a throw in centre wing, outer side.
Well, 9.5 gone in this second term. The Bays 3-point leaders, 2-6-18. Port 2-3-15. Not a high-scoring game, but certainly entertaining. Murray took it out of the ruck for Port Adelaide. A little scrubby kick towards Doling on the outer side wing. He went to Lees. Now Perkins for Port. Puts them to half forward. Bouncing ball. Sherwood leads Batson in the race. Out of bounds. 65, 70 metres round from the Magpies' goal. Left half forward. Outer side of the ground. Port heading towards the southern end in this second term. As in the ruck, well, the ball went over the ruckman's head into the arms of Sherwood, and Glenelg go towards that outer side wing where Meiklejohn takes the mark. Hands off to Perry, and Port Adelaide back into attack. Rudolph led Hargraves to the ball on this occasion, and the Glenelg defender will get the free. Rudolph advantage paid. Bode took it for the Bays, kick to the wing, and Glenelg have the footy there in young Holmes, a very promising player. He goes short to another very promising young man in Ruwalt, and he hooks back the handball, and the Bays are away now through Holmes. The old 1-2 at left half forward. He goes inside 50, 45 out, 45-degree angle. He's found Kirkby. It's a tough kick. It's a tough ask, and Rory doesn't want to take it on, and why should he? Because he's got Big Dolding like a steam train running out of the goal square, and he is marked 10 metres closer, similar sort of an angle, 35 out, 45-degree angle, and Matt Duldig. Phil Aspinall has a chance to increase the Bays' lead to 9 points.
Absolutely, John. We just see a couple of quick changes. With Adam Fisher coming off for the Bays and Angus Lally on, and Daniel Hargraves being brought to the bench for Mark Clayton.
As Duldig's kick, well, he shacked it big time. Away to the left, 1 behind, 7 behinds to the Bays. Will this inaccuracy come back to haunt them? 2-7-19. Port Adelaide 2-3-15. 11 gone second term. Thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus. You're with Phil Hurden.
Well, that other game we've been at Albert, and where kicking for goal has been not that crash hot. Dolling's kick, Clinch stood his ground, and Mules came right over the top. And Clinch got right back up again. Tiger fans applauding the defensive effort by Mules. Magpie fans, the fact Clinch got right back up at him. 11 minutes gone, boundary throw in, grandstand side. Comes down to Watson, spills to his feet. He falls over the football like laying the egg. And umpire decides to ball it up around the SANFL. The other games are going to script. Central 5-3-33, West 1-3-9. 24 points the margin there. Sturt 6-3-39, South 2-1-13. 8 minutes gone second quarter. From the tap, it heads towards the boundary line. Doling tries to keep it in. Unsuccessful. And here will come another ball in. Another throw in from the boundary. Umpire this time able to work with the win. Meiklejohn the tap down. And this time the tackle over the shoulder on the Magpies player in Murray, who's certainly not been afraid to show some courage and be at the bottom of packs this afternoon. Murray now will head towards centre half forward, about 70 out. That looks like it's Lees who's moved up and taken the mark. Now Depasquale looking out there for Jeremy Clayton. Couldn't take the mark. Ball spills towards the boundary line. Clayton being used as a bit of a forward player. I haven't seen him much in the midfield, and Phil Aspinall probably one of his quieter games.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually moved into the midfield at all. We saw him play up forward for the majority of the game against North Adelaide last week and was handy kicking 3 goals. Perhaps whether or not there's a fitness query there.
Well, speak of the devil, he sharks the ball off the pack, snaps towards the goals, away for one behind. Port Adelaide to get their 4th. They're 2-4-16. That behind to Clayton Glenelg, 2-7-19. 13 gone in this second term. Rudolph will bring the ball back into play. Goal square, southern end of the ground. He kicks out towards half-back. Big fly from the Glenelg player in Murphy. Couldn't bring the mark down. The Bays do clear further, though, out towards that outer side wing. And the ball goes out of bounds. And it will be a relayed free kick downfield to the Bays. You see what that was for, Phil Aspinall?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't, John.
Well, I know Murphy flew very high, but Kane's the one coming up with the football on the outer side wing in front of the Magpies bar. Ben Kane, the former Hawthorn player, in his second year at the Bays. He goes long down the line towards half forward. Flying from behind Grimer gives away the free. It looked silly and was quite silly at the end of the day because he had no hope of getting to it. And Archie will take the free as Grimer stands the mark. Left half back Archie, outer side of the ground. He kicks towards that wing position. Big Batson up. Strong takes the mark. Handballs off. Clayton there for Port Adelaide. He just silky and smooth in his skills. Runs around Murphy. Handballs to Elstone, who tackled beautifully by Bode, holding the ball. Well, Clayton did everything right, but his handball did put Elstone under the hammer. 60 metres from goal. Bode has the free. He'll come out wide. And at half back, the Bays have the ball with Ruwalt.
So, Glenelg bring it grandstand side. I'd say it might be one of the first times this afternoon. The kick finds Josh Willoughby, Life FM's
Josh Willoughby.
own Josh Willoughby.
Waiting for that all day.
No pressure, son. Nice kick, Josh. Looks for Brett Backwell. He has to thump it from behind. Grimer creatively puts it on the boot. Elstone and Lally battling for it. Lally goes to ground. Elstone with the tackle. Thurgood. Very good picking up from ground level tackle. Comes to Rua. Backwell volleyball taps it forward looking for Doldig. Mickeljohn grabs it then. Well, he sort of sat on Doldig.
That was a bizarre one.
In the process. You won't find that in your How to Play Aussie Rules textbook. Suffice to say, Doldig will have the free kick.
I think he paid it for the high fend off, Phil.
It could be. Well, you can't.
All I can think of.
You can't get in trouble for shepherding someone from the front. So, yes, must have been something high. So, look, it's a 3-point game. And so, goals still at a premium. Last goal scored 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Glenelg 2-7. Make that 3-7. Golding has a goal. Bays have their third. And we will take a break. You're listening to Local Footy 107.9 Life FM.
Home Loans Plus is proud to sponsor Life FM's football coverage. The team at Home Loans Plus will tackle your home loan application with access to 20 of the most competitive lenders, ongoing service, industry expertise and local knowledge. Home Loans Plus, supporting local footy in South Australia.
8410 8777 get a loan, no fuss. 8410 8777 home loan.
Station sponsor.
Back here at Albion, it's Murray getting the centre clearance for the Magpies. He kicks him to 50 Batson and it knocked away from him by Sherwood. Jeremy Clayton applying the pressure. Ball fell to Biarchi, who gave to Watson as the Magpies go inside 50. Mark Clayton couldn't take the mark. Clinch sharked it beautifully for the Maggies, but his kick from 20 out on the run has gone away to the right. The 5th behind to Port Adelaide. They're 2-5-17. Glenelg 3-7-25. 8 points is the margin. 16 minutes gone in this second term. Bode has the ball, defensive 54 Glenelg. He finds Hinge on the bounce at centre half back. He handballs straight into the arms of young Watson, who's then upended after he kicked the ball. He kicks towards 50 where Batson, half-hearted at best, was beaten by Bode in that contest. Ball on the bottom of the pack and Biarchi went in hard for that football. Bode going to his back. Biarchi will take the free, swings around, finds Hargraves on the forward 50 arc, straight in front, southern end of the ground for the Magpies. Sherwood will stand the mark. 16.5 gone second term. Hargraves, Phil Aspinall has kicked 1 goal, 1 today. His goal coming from point-blank range early in that first term.
Yeah, and he actually just snuck onto the ground. He came off for James Mickeljohn, so it'll be interesting to see just on 50 whether he can make the distance and use that breeze.
As Hargraves Little steps, kicks from just outside 50. The kick was smothered by Sherwood. Backwell mopped up for the Bays. Sherwood now picks up. Handball's off in the direction there of Panozzo, and Duldig a long way away from up his forward post at half back, in fact, goes into the middle of the ground. The ball's with Ruwalt. He got it from block. He goes inside 50, the top of the goals, fisted down in defence by Port, and they will get the free kick on the last line of defence, the Port Adelaide defender in the goal square, and that is Eichner.
So Eichner thought about coming towards the Life FM crew, and he does. We might see some football, John, as he's kicked towards the boundary line looking for Batson. He steps out of bounds. Chance to go around the SANFL at the Richmond Broad Spectrum Oval. Central 5-3-33, West 3-3-21. 12 points the margin, 14 gone second quarter, as the umpire throws it in. Tap from behind by Kirk. Base player went up and got it. Allen, gee, it's like the World Wrestling Federation slam. And Allen landed on the Port player. Meanwhile, at House Brothers only, Sturt 7-4-46, South 2-2-14. 32 points the margin, 15 gone second quarter. From this ball in Kirk to Allen, it was a throw. It will be a Magpies free. So here, 18-19 gone, 8 points the margin in favour of the Tigers. Glenelg 3-7, Port 2-5. It's with Jeremy Clayton, who runs towards the Tigers' goal, draws the defender, comes back to Elstone. Elston back to Clayton. It's keeping's off. Clayton finds Thurgood, and we're still pretty much at defensive 50. Here's hand pass to Clayton in the middle of three Tigers. Turnover comes to Murphy. Panozzo, edge of the centre square. Back to Duldig. He lines up. Eventually the little chip kick for Grimer. Perry at the back forcing the spoil. Clayton, who started all, he mops up. He kicks it high and out on the fall. So a couple of skill errors from Jeremy Clayton. Don't call that too often in John Nankerville. It's with Grimer on the half-forward flank.
It is indeed. He's a fair way from goal. Panozzo is the one who receives it from him, and then his handball goes wide and out of bounds 50 metres out, 45 metres out in that right forward pocket at the northern end for the Bays. As back in the ball comes over the head of the two ruckmen, the 225s. Duldig for the Bays, Batson for Port. Watson picks up for the Maggies, clears out towards half-back where the bouncing ball trickles over, and there'll be a throw-in. Left half-back for Port, right half-forward for the Bays, outer side of the ground where there's a lot of black and white and a touch of black and gold. As Bats in the ruck against Kirk. Kirk went to ground. Batson won it down, then got it back on the bounce. Dispossessed in the tackle. The umpire comes running in and says, I'll throw it up. Still there at right half forward for Glenelg. We're approaching time on in this second term. Up high in the ruck for Port Adelaide was Perkins. Only as far as the Bays, Murphy. He was dispossessed in the tackle, goes in again, and there'll be another bounce. It's Glenelg 3-7-25, Port 2-5-17. 20 minutes have now ticked over in this second term. The ball between outer side wing and right half forward for the Bays, outer side of the ground. And, well, nothing happening at the moment. Ball just being held in. And the umpire will have his fourth bounce in about 60 seconds. Phil, see if you can get it out of there.
A clearance for a free kick coming half-time. Richmond 8-9-57, Melbourne 3-1-19. As we have a clearance, it spills to Allen. Allen runs the boundary line. Watson in pursuit. Just got the hand pass away to Willoughby, who keeps it in bounds, but gives it to the Magpies. It's with Dolling. Dolling will kick it along the boundary line, looking out there for Hargraves. Back to Summerton. We're on centre wing at the moment. Watson, Summerton, 1-2. Now the kick upfield looking for Biaggi, and it's tapped out of bounds. So the Magpies are going to about 70 metres out of that. As mentioned around the SANFL, Central 6-3-39, West 4-3-27, 17 minutes gone. Sturt 8-4-52, South 2-2-14. We're out to a 38-point blowout at Unley. Magpies now going forward. The kick looking out there for Mark Clayton. Hargraves neither of them could bring it in. It's a pack forming 40 metres out. Runners right in the way to pick up the players. It's a ball up 40 metres out. We've hit the 23-minute mark, just 5 goals in the contest, but it's been enthralling, and Glenelg have an 8-point lead. Tap comes down to Mills. His kick partially smothered, heads towards that boundary line. It's like a magnet out there this afternoon. It's a summon and brings it in board looking for Elstone. Couldn't take the mark. It's 50 out from the goal, and players are flying in for the football, and they're just not going to share it. So the umpire comes in to sort it out.
Just a quick change for the Bays guys. Lucas Block off and Matty Bode on.
Yep, moving the small men around the Glenelg side to come close to half-time. Again, a low-scoring quarter. We had 2 goals kicked in the first term, and in this quarter, further 3 have been added as the Bays deep in defence. Murphy was good to Mules, and he goes out towards half-back where Hinge charges after the football, but it's out of bounds. Right half-back for the Bays. They're 3-7-25, Port 2-5-17. 24 minutes gone in this second term, as it will be Kirk in the ruck for the Bays against Batson for Port Adelaide. Batson won it down. Players dive in on the footy, and it will be a further bounce between outside centre wing and left half forward for Port Adelaide. They'd love a goal just before the half-time break to bring the game back to less than a kick. Batson won it down, and Glenelg, though, gained possession, clear out to that outside wing. Again, the ball out of bounds. It's the Bays, 3-7-25, Port 2-5-17. 25 minutes now elapsed in this second term.
Well, a throw, and it is right on centre wing. And again, some goals early in the quarter, and not much since, as there's a big pack of players, and they all fall on the ball. And hey, it's another stoppage. So, quick look around the SANFL, see if anything's changed there. Central by 13 points over West. Their last score there, 17-minute mark, and it was Sturt pretty easy. In fact, they're up by 44 points at only at the moment. And a little bit later at half-time, I'll check and see just how Brant Chambers are doing. Sturt have got 9. So I know early on Chambers had 1 of the first 7, so we'll see if he's kicked a couple since. Umpire balls it up. Kirk. Well, there's a Glenelg player on hands and knees. Got to his knees. Got it to Lally. Got it to Allen. Here we go. It's a possession. Allen kicks for the outer side boundary line. Was there a free kick? Yes, there was. It'll go the way of Kirkby. He's 80 metres out. Can't think too much time left in the quarter. Only 3 goals scored. Mind you, plenty of boundary line stoppages. Maybe that'll balance it out. Kirkby looking in the direction of Grimer, locking with the thump away only as far as Dolding. Dolding picks up, back I think to Mules, who's having a shot. He's having a shot, and the captain's got himself a goal. Not something you will see every day, and it was Benny Mules too. And for Mules, that is his first goal this season, and at least his first goal since 2006. Special comments with Phil Aspinall.
Not a bad effort by Benny Mills. Usually we know he's a reliable defender, sneaking down forward there and getting on the end of his 21st goal in his 114 games with the Bays.
And very timely goal too, very tight game. The Bays are under pressure there at half forward. Shoot out to the captain, and well, he does the job for them. They lead by 14 points. We've gone nearly 27 minutes in this second term as Hinge will get the centre clearance for Glenelg. Is there time for the Bays? Up high, Kirkby at half forward, couldn't take it. Thurgood on hands and knees, lost it. Bode to Fisher. Here's Allen, taken high for mine. He handballs away to Fisher, who tries to run through Di Pasquale. His handball intercepted by Meikle John. He gave to Elstone. His handball intercepted by Lally for the Bays as the half-time siren sounds. And that will be the half-time margin. 14 points. Glenelg 4-7-31, adding 3 goals in that second term to Port Adelaide, just adding 1 more to their total. They're 2-5-17, 14 points the margin. And just having a look at the goal scorers there. And they're at it again. They jump into each other. No real winner, and the umpire comes in and says, we'll ball it up again. There's Meikle John and Cranston again. Take 2, wrestling in the ruck. Meikle John won it down. Summerton there for Port Adelaide, couldn't take it. Players dive in. Elstone's on the bottom of that pack. Fisher there for the Bays. And getting up last, big Cranston. The umpire will bounce it again. And again, the wrestling continues. Cranston almost holding the Meikle John arms. Nothing doing. Now there is something doing. Cranston dived on the football. Free kick going his way after a good tackle applied on Elstone. He handballed off to Allen. who gave to Panozzo, and now Sherwood off half-back runs through the centre and puts Glenelg to 50, where Grimer takes a wonderful mark. He plays on immediately to Kane, 55 from goal. High ball to the top of the goal square. Kirkby was up, fisted away from him, bouncing football. Doldig there. Meiklejohn as well. Ball comes off hands. Port Adelaide's Perry was good. He got it out wide, and Watson, the youngster, Xavier Watson, gets the clearing kick. Finds touch, outer side wing. Right on centre wing, it's Glenelg 4-7-31, Port 2-5-17. We've gone 1 minute in this third term.
I'd say the temperature's dropped a couple of degrees, and Todd Grimer's gone from the long sleeve to the short sleeve. With the jumper as the boundary throw, and once again a secondary stoppage, this time a ball up. Slowly making its way back from the barbecue and the beer tent and the Port Club. You haven't missed too much just yet. As now it's with Allen. Allen escapes beautifully from the centre clearance. Looks for Doldig, who reads the ball better. Got to bend down and pick it up quickly onto the boot to avoid Perry, but he can only, well, kick it out of bounds on the full. So good pressure from Perry. Some scores around the ground. Sturt 9-4-58, South 2-3-15, Central 8-4, that's 52, West 4-3-27. So big margins at the half to both the Bulldogs and the Double Blues. The other part of the top three equation, the Tigers here, battling with the Magpies. There's a long kick out of the fence for the Magpies, spills to the front of the pack. Kane had it, lost it, comes in to lay the tackle, so Xavier Watson had it and lost it. And again, it's a stoppage. We're seeing, well, plenty of pressure football, Phil Aspinall, but not much in the way of clear possessions.
Yeah, a bit like the first half, lots of stoppages, so it'll be interesting to see which side can break away here in the second half. 2
minutes gone, third term. The umpire finds a free kick at half-back for Port Adelaide. The Bays by 14 points. And it'll be Meiklejohn in the ruck to take the free. 60 from his defensive goal. He goes out towards that outer side wing. A popular venue today for the ball. His kick goes over the head of his fellow big man Batson, and it's the Bays Sherwood who will see it out of play between right half forward and outer side centre wing for the Magpies. A few people in their power beanies and scarves out there. They'll be pretty happy about what happened yesterday. 76-point winners over the Kangaroos. The only downside is they help the Crows get into the top four as the Bays go towards half forward. The clearing kick, bouncing football. Port have the numbers. Meiklejohn was good. Gives to Carr. He's got running on. Thurgood, who takes a good mark, streaks through the middle of Alberton Oval, and now chips to half forward where Murray comes out and marks 60 from goal. Left half forward, chips inside, looking for Elstone. Fisted away from him. Thurgood read it well. His kick off the side of the boot may still come off. Dolling couldn't pick it up. The pressure applied. He's thrust out of that contest by the two Bays players. Glenelg will come away through Allen, who kicks them towards Doldig on the outer side wing. Perry was up high for the Port Adelaide side. Doldig weighted down. The big man for the Bays runs back, picks up, kicks to half forward. Bode marks for Glenelg. Left half forward, point of the square, outer side of the ground. He goes inside 50. He with his opponent was Ruwalt, and the free kick will go to his opposite number 17, and it'll be Lachlan in the right back pocket for the Magpies. 3.5 gone third term. Glenelg 4-7-31, Port 2-5-17.
Lachlan elects to take a couple of bounces through the Glenelg goal square. Now he's on a third. He'll run the defensive 50, comes with the kick back in. Borden has found Lees. Lees has a runner in Carr, right through the middle of the Alberton Oval from the centre circle. Carr heads inside forward 50. Murphy up against Clayton. Clayton goes stick round. There's a player who snapped it up though for the Magpies who's having a shot.
Clinch, I think it was, Phil.
That's right, spot on, Phil Aspinall. Clinch with the shot, misses. Port 2-6-18, Glenelg 4-7-31. AFL 20 minutes gone third quarter. Richmond 11-10-76. Melbourne 3-4-22. 54 points the margin in favour of the AFL Tigers. Rudolph with the long kick again, the outer side. They have done that all day, every day today. Spills, Clayton to Elstone, back inside 50. Murray in the middle of the pack. It comes to the front. Murphy with the hand pass looking for Kane. He's tackled. Crowd wants holding the ball, but really it was simultaneous with getting possession. Nothing Kane could do. It's a ball up, and it's 51 metres out from the Magpies' goal. They trail this one by 13 points. Cranston with the tap down to Panozzo. Has to go back to go forward. Comes with Mules. Mules the kick around. Comes towards the members' side this time. Hinge with it. He's tackled as he got the handball, but he got it to Kirkby. Kirkby across to Kane. Kane well eluded. gets it to Kirkby. Kirkby, a long kick, one-on-one contest. Grimer, Archie. Archie hasn't lost a one-on-one contest today. He wins it, even mops up with the handball, gets it to Carr, to Watson, and now on to Perry, and it's the Magpies to go forward.
5 minutes gone, third term. Magpies trailing by 13 points. They're cut off on this occasion. The Bays block. Gives across to Bodie, runs to 50, kicks to the goal. Archie on the goal line did wonderfully well, diving up there, knocking the ball into the goalpost. A rushed behind. Margin back to what it was at half-time, 14 points. Glenelg 4-8-32, Port 2-6-18. And Archie brings it back into play, kicks to himself, now finds Carr, left back pocket, southern end of the ground. He kicks to half-back where Thurgood is spoiled well by Allen. And the gritty little Glenelg small man keeps it in their half of the ground, knocking it out of bounds. Right half forward for this Glenelg side. 6 minutes gone, third term. The ball will be brought back into play. A lot of Bays fans in front of the grandstand here. Meiklejohn won it down for Port Adelaide. And the ball knocked back to whence it came, the boundary line. And it's in play. Oh, will be thrown back into play. Right half forward, between right half forward and centre wing. The Bays leading by 14 points as Meiklejohn and Cranston again. No clear winner in the ruck. Elstone was there. Couldn't take the football. Players dive in. Yet another stoppage. Grandstand side, centre wing. Glenelg 4-8-32. Port 2-6-18. And we've gone 6.5 minutes in this third term.
Well, the Tiger fans putting up a cheer on the grandstand side. Expect the Magpies to retaliate at some point. As it was, well, Perkins have got the tap down. Elstone tackled and holding the ball. Kane will have the free kick. It's right in front of your Live FM commentary crew, John Nankerville. So double teamed by Phil's this afternoon. Phil Aspinall, Phil Herden. John, I might add, coping quite well. All he has to do is say on to Phil. As now the kick, it's at forward 50. Thurgood goes to ground. Was he pushed in the back? Umpire said yes. Play, and I think that's De Pasquale who's got it on to Murray. Murray, hand pass on. Here comes the kick. I think that was from Watson. Well done by Murphy, who's done a great job on Jeremy Clayton today. Got it to Kane. Kane back to Mules. Mules will now look for Hinge, who's in a bit of space. Right in front of the Port interchange bench, pretty much your true centre wing. Grandstand, Heritage grandstand side. And Bode, well, he's happy to take plenty of time. We'll kick it down the lines. Locken. Well, Ruot from behind, Lee's mopping up. De Pasquale has to go and get it. It's a battle by the Bowling Club boundary line. And it's going to be a bounce up by the Bowling Club boundary line. And we've gone 7 minutes. Not much in the way of scoring, but gee, as a contest, you won't find much funner. And thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus, you're John Nankerville.
And they have packed it in the Bowling Club, as we mentioned earlier. They're enthralled there, sitting 4 or 5 deep. As the bounce right on the forward 50 arc there for the Bays. Meiklejohn tries to bust his way through, held to him. And again, we'll bounce it down 60 metres out from Glenelg's goal. They lead by 14 points. 8 minutes gone, third term. It's one down the ruck by the Bays to Backwell, who handballs to Cranston. The big ruckman loads the kick up to the hot spot. Grimer there, fisted away from him by Archie. The two number ones continuing their enthralling duel. Ball at defensive 50 for Port. Diving in there, applying the pressure is Watson on his Glenelg opponent. And the umpire watching it closely says, we'll ball it up. It's umpire Richard Williams. And getting up off the bottom of the pack is young Tom Holmes. 55 metres from the Bays goal. 4-8-32 Glenelg, Port 2-6-18.
And you have to say Archie has won hands down that one-on-one battle. There's been plenty of long kicks from the Tigers into the forward line. One-on-one Grimer Archie, and every time I suspect Archie has got the big thump. And just no crumbers for the Tigers. As the ball up, 55 out from the Glenelg goal. And again, Glenelg player touches it. And the game at the moment, a series of stoppages. It's hard yard by hard yard. 9-minute mark, 14-point margin. Tigers 4-8-32. Port 2-6-18. With a scoreline like that, you think it might be a waterlogged or a muddy contest. But Alberton and Great Nick, and we haven't had a drop of rain so far in the league contest. The kick forward again, Grimer and Archie. This frees up Bode by the boundary line. Has to get around Doling. Doling, great tackle by the boundary line. And it will be a Port Adelaide free. He gets it on to Archie. Magpies will run it out. He's in front of the scoreboard. Shows the Pies, trailing by 14 points at the moment. Not a concern yet. Long kick. Clinch at the back. has to run onto it, does so now, hand pass to Perkins. Ponozzo lays a tackle, the kick, Jeremy Clayton. This time, one of his better plays, takes a high mark from a small position. He looks for Hargraves. Hargraves goes to ground, not paid the free kick. Comes to Murray, he's tackled instantaneously. Tigers with the ball. Hand pass out, finds Ponozzo. He's got space, he's got time. Mark Clayton won't go to him. He'll try and just hold him up. Hand pass to Murphy. Murphy brings it across for Rudolph. Proud to pick up the ball running while it's at your feet. Turnover, comes to Dolling. He'll send it back in the Hargraves direction, but at the back, it's a Magpies mark, and young Clinch, who's having some pretty big touches. Just game number 8, already one of the Pies 2 goals. He'll have a shot and could be their leading goal scorer.
Yes, Michael Clinch having the shot, as Phil mentioned. He's been impressive so far in this game. He certainly shows a little bit of liveliness around the ball. He's got very, very quick by foot, of course, the young Indigenous player. And let's hope, like Phil mentioned, if he can become the Magpies' leading goal kicker by slotting this one from about 45 out.
Allen off for Lally as Clinch. Well, it's a 14-point margin. If successful, it'll go back to 8. Steady run up. Heads left. Will it swing back? No, it won't. Bit of a helicopter kick. Port 2-7-19, Glenelg 4-8-32. Thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus. Your caller is John Nankerville.
11 gone in this third term, and Glenelg to prepare to bring the ball back in. It'll be Ponozzo, who's been entrusted with these duties, looking very workmanlike with his long-sleeved Guernsey rolled up to the elbows. He finds Murphy in the left back pocket, and he loads up the kick towards, surprise, surprise, the outer side wing where Block wrestles with Summerton. Neither could take it cleanly. Summerton may be unlucky not to be receiving a free for being held off the ball. Certainly the Port fans felt so. Bode breaks away from the pack. He's tackled well. Umpire Richard Williams watching it closely says, well, ball it up, outer side wing here at Alberton.
Around the crowns at Unley, Sturt 10-4-64, South 2-3-15. So 49 points the margin at Unley.
As Backwell comes away with the ball from that stoppage, finds Fisher, is immediately tackled by Dolling into the ground. Richard Williams comes in, crosses himself, will bounce it down again. They're attacking side of centre, only just the Glenelg side. Outer side wing in front of the Magpies bar, the black and white, and a bit of teal out there. As ball thrown up, Cranston won it down in the ruck, and here goes Backwell after getting it from Bode. He puts Glenelg to 40 from goal. Doldig was there, knocked away from him by Perry. The Port Adelaide defender, Perry, recovers well. Handballs to Watson, and Port Adelaide are away. If the ball sits for Carr at half back, it does. He streaks through the middle of Alden, kicks to half forward, not a good one. Hinge gets in the way for the Bays, mops the ball up at his shoelaces and puts Glenelg back to 53. Port players fly. One of them could have marked it. They all fisted it. Came though to Thurgood after an errant handball from Bode, and Thurgood is taken high and will receive the kick deep in defence for Port Adelaide. 12 and a half gone third term. Glenelg by 13 points.
Yeah, his return to league ranks from an earlier injury has been one of the key factors in the Magpies' revival, helping shore up that defence as it's with Lees. Finds Micklejohn in the middle, takes a Margot to Murray. Backwell with the tackle, put Murray under the pressure, comes back. Is that Micklejohn playing rover? And I'll tell you what, he's been gotten high by Backwell, no mean feat. By Grimer actually with the tackle. So it's with Micklejohn, middle of the Alberton Oval. He goes with a kick inside 50, Locken at the back, Clayton, Hargraves, Rudolph trying to battle it forward. Somehow under pressure, just puts a boot on it. Lux of fortune lands with Holmes. He thought about the quick handball, may not have been the best option. Buells is open further down, Kane is open further downfield and finds him. So centre wing, grandstand side, and a very vocal crowd in front of us. Enjoying SANFL football, hope you're enjoying it. Thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus as Kirkby kicks it forward. 2-on-1 contest, Magpies. Must be some Tigers lurking. It was Lally, but he was tackled by Summerton. Tied in hard, accountable football. We have gone 14 minutes. And we have a 13-point ball game in favour of Glenelg. From the ruck contest, it landed in Perry's lap, no contest. Glenelg player just handballed over his head. Doldig and Carr. Doldig disposed of Carr. Comes now to Allen. He gets it to Ruod. He's by the boundary line, 10 out. Summoning with the pressure. Hand pass to Block. Block just the kick inside over the head of Grimer. Willoughby couldn't get there. It comes to Murray. And the Magpies, well, he just kicks for touch, grandstand side. And a chance for the players to run on the ball. First there from a long way away is Sherwood. Picks it up. almost in the one motion. A clear kick to Kane by the bowling club. Hand passes to Panozzo. He runs to 50. He takes a bounce. He's going to go for it. Oh! Goal Tigers, their fifth. 5:38, Port 2:7:19. We'll take a break. You listen to local footy 107.9 Live FM.
Home Loans Plus is proud to sponsor Life FM's football coverage. The team at Home Loans Plus will tackle your home loan application with access to 20 of the most competitive lenders, ongoing service, industry expertise and local knowledge. Home Loans Plus, supporting local footy in South Australia.
8410 8777 get low, no fuss. 8410 8777 home loan.
Station sponsor.
Back at Albion, 15 gone, third term. The Bays will clear from the middle again. Kane puts them inside 50, bouncing ball, barrels through a few players. Grimer leads in the race. He's next to the behind post, goes for the snap kick. Well smothered Archie, bounces out. Lally couldn't pick it up. Archie could for Port Adelaide. He gives to Thurgood, who kicks out towards half-back for Port Adelaide. They've got three players there. It bounces to Summerton. He can chip over the top. Di Pasquale for Port Adelaide. Takes the mark, handball, and errant one. Bode picks up for the Bays. Good second effort, Di Pasquale laying the tackle, and there'll be a bounce slightly on the attacking side of centre for Glenelg. They're 5:8:38, Port 2:7:19. 16 gone, third term. 19 points the margin. A big goal from Luke Panozzo. As Dolling up in the ruck for the Magpies, won it down. Di Pasquale gets the kick from half-back towards half-forward. Batson there, couldn't take it. Sherwood could to Murphy. He gives to Willoughby, Life of M's zone. Josh Willoughby at half-back, goes searching for Kane. Grandstand side wing, he picks it up and runs away. And he finds Kirk at 50. The big man wheels around his first game back after a kayaking career. He pops it towards the top of the goal square, fisted down. Where are the Crummers? They're there. It's Willoughby for the Bays to Kane. He steadies. He shoots. The Bays lead by 25 points. And Ben Kane kicks a very important goal. Back-to-back goals. 17 gone, third term. Back-to-back goals for the Bays. They go to 6:8:44, 2:7:19. Is Port Adelaide. A margin of 25 points. Phil Aspinall, these last 2 minutes will probably prove crucial in this afternoon's encounter.
Absolutely, John. The Bays certainly lifted their intensity and they're using the ball a lot better than Port. We see the Magpies turn it over a couple of times, and on both occasions Port have paid duly, and the Bays have kicked the goal and stretched out their lead now.
Bays have kicked the last four. Adam Fisher's come off blood rule up to the change rooms to get mopped up. It's a hard in the middle at the moment, but Murphy escapes. He gets the hand pass across to Holmes. Now to Backwell, taken high by his... Well, Clayton is opposite number 2. Backwell recovers, quick looking for Kirk, sorry, couldn't take the mark. Ball spills free. It's a high kick looking for Doldig, opposed to Thurgood. And the boundary line will win. 18-minute mark. Port 2:7:19. The Tigers 6:8:44 around the SANFL. Sturt 11:7:73. South 2:3:15. Central 10:5:65. West 6:3:39. Those games about 13-14 minute marks. There's a snap. It's going to lap about 15 minutes out. Willoughby trying to battle two Magpies. Won't win that one. Archie thought about the hand pass. Elects to go with the kick. He's got an open man in Murray. Murray on centre wing. Sends the Pies forward looking for De Pasquale. Thump from behind by Mules. Clinch. He saw Cranston coming, looked up at the wrong time. Got collected by Cranston. Forgot about the football. And umpire signalling something here. Is that a blood rule? Yeah, blood rule. Yeah. And so that's might be a blood nose, suspect. So De Pasquale with the ball. Too far out to score. Has been a game of hard physical play. Problem with Sunday games is the players will feel it at work tomorrow. Ball with De Pasquale. As Grimer off and Kirkby on. De Pasquale from the edge of the centre square. Kicks it inside forward 50. Is a large pack descending. Rudolph with the tap down. Hargraves trying to lay the tackle. Can't do so. Comes to Sherwood. He just kicks it. Out of danger momentarily. Lally working hard. Back to Bode. Bode, nice little spin. Almost intercepted, one hand by Dolling. He goes back and gets it. He's tackled. Lees bends down and get it. He's tackled by Bode. It's on the edge of the centre square, Magpies side. Umpire letting it go a fair bit. Now it's a ball up. Now it's 20 gone. And it's the Tigers by 25 points.
And the crowd both sets of fans really getting vocal after those 2 goals from the base. Port no, another one to Glenelg would spell real trouble as Clayton got it from Somerton. His kick, though, marked by Rudolph for Glenelg at the top of the goal square. Deep in defence, Rudolph, who's such a good, solid contributor for the Bays. He goes short and finds one of the goal scorers in Panozzo, who goes into the middle of the ground. Block is there, shielding his eyes from the sun. Good body contact, Elstone. Ball spills free to Willoughby. He's got some dash. Kicks up there, looking for Kirkby. He in third, good wrestle. Ball spills to the back. Kirkby leads in the race. Kirkby goals! 20 minutes and 30 seconds gone in this third term, and Rory Kirkby has kicked his first. The Bays get their 7th. They are 7 goals, 8-44. Port 2-7-19, and Phil Aspinall, the Maggies, have scored only 2 behinds in this third term.
Yeah, certainly Glenelg's quarter, John. We see Rory Kirkby there getting amongst the goal kickers, and still no multiple goal kicker in the game at all, with 9 goals being scored, all individual goal kickers. So let's see who gets on the board next.
Well, Cranston, the tap down. It's hard to believe a team that scored 7 goals this stage of the third quarter might have a match-winning lead. But it is the Tigers by 31, and they're going to go forward again through a free kick. Here comes the kick inside. Locken puts his arm to it, thumps it to Carr. Carr has to go backwards to turn around and go forward. Just kick for the boundary line. And, oh, gee, timed that millimetre perfect. It'll be a throw. It's in front of the scoreboard. It shows Port 2-7-19. Last goal, 6-minute mark, second quarter. The Tigers with the last 5. They are 7-8-50. The margin 31. If you've got ticket 25242, go to the club because you've won the raffle. Here comes the kick from the Tigers. It's from the stoppage. It's a behind. 7-9-51 Glenelg. Port 2-7-19. Around the league, Sturt 11-9-75. South 2-3-15. And we'll get a score update. West 6-4-40, Trail Central 11-6-72.
As Port Adelaide come out towards half-back, where Dolling marks the football. 22 minutes elapsed in this third term. Glenelg leading by 31 points. Somerton in the middle, handball to Archie. His kick found Watson at half-forward. And he steadies things up for Port Adelaide. No, wants to play on. Moves forward. 2 Port Adelaide players on the lead. Hargraves and Mark Clayton thumped away from them down to Hinge. Goes to Panozzo under pressure. He's kicked out of bounds on the full. Port will take the relieving free kick there through the agency of Biachi at left half forward. One of the crowd pressed up against the fence there. Their hot breath on the back of Biachi's neck. He plays on, kicks to the hot spot for Port Adelaide, off hands. Third good trap. Can he get a boot to ball? Can he get a handball out? He goes the ladder and finds Perkins. His kick was wonderfully well smothered by Rudolph, who was just the king of the 1%ers for the Bays. Ball still in dispute, comes the way of Sherwood. He handballs over the top to Murphy, and the Bays can clear from defence. They go into the middle of Alberton Oval, where wearing jersey number 59 is Adam Fisher, obviously swapping due to a blood rule or some such. He kicks up towards half forward. Archie was there, pickpocketed by Kirkby. The Bays half forward, handballs off towards Block, and he kicks a long ball to the goal square, bouncing, and it has just snuck in for 1 behind. Glenelg 7-8-52, Port 2-7-19. That's a margin of 33 points, 24.5 minutes into this third term. You're on Life of M with Phil Herden.
So the Magpies bring it away. It's with, I think, Elstone on the centre wing. His kick, well, out of bounds on the full grandstand side. Actually it was Watson with the kick. No mean feat to achieve that, given you've got to battle the cross breeze. Must have overcompensated. Comes to Hinge. Hinge will take the kick in. He's got the instruction from the Glenelg fan 2 metres away, pointing. Goals are that way. And that's the way Hinge goes, although down the boundary line, Locken, the Dower defender, batters it out of bounds in front of the bowling club. It'll lob about 55 out. We've gone 25 minutes, and the Tigers have blown this one open. The Louts raise the Tigers chant again. As Kirkby playing ruck to Bow. Bow pass only as far as Watson of the Pies. His kick finds Clayton, and with the one glove, Mark Clayton takes a good mark. Kick, well, left a bit to be desired. It's a high one. Thurgood versus Sherwood. De Pasquale trying to tap it in, couldn't do so. Tigers with the ball, comes to Sherwood, runs through the centre. Siren! It's three-quarter time. And if you're a Tigers fan, you are clapping that third quarter, because Glenelg to dominate. It's 7-10-52 Glenelg. The Maggies 2-7-19. And John Nankerville, lots of single goal scorers, and you have them all.
I do.
All next week, it's your chance to win a family pass to Wally on Life FM.
Thanks to station sponsor Home Loans Plus, it's the SANFL. Come and get it.
Underway in the final term, only by a few seconds here at the Alberton Oval, and Port have won a free kick from the centre square. And it will be taken by Jeremy Clayton, who's in the midfield for the Maggies. He puts them inside 50, off hands for the Magpies. Fisher leads in the race for the ball for the Bays. Couldn't pick it up. Taken by Sherwood, and he puts Glenelg towards the grandstand side wing, where Backwell gets up and takes a wonderful mark. Hasn't had a standout day-to-day, Brett Backwell, but that was a fantastic grab. Of course, suffering some injury problems recently. He gets the benefit of a 25-metre penalty, much to the joy of the Bays fans. Takes him to half forward. He kicks towards the northern end. Running on down there, doing well was Block. He's been very good for the Bays. He handballs off to Young Holmes. His kick towards goal. Marked on the goal line by Greiman. No. One behind. 34 points the Bays lead. 7-11-53. Port 2-7-19. 40 seconds gone. Final term, Phil Hurd.
First time he's outmarked Archie.
Yes, he was
contest.
over the boundary line.
He can't claim it. Now here comes the Magpies. Comes back inside the centre square. Long kick. But it's a mark. Byron actually to Cranston. He gets the hand pass on to Panozzo. He runs to 52. He sends it high. Waiting there was Perry. Doldy couldn't get back there in time. And now the Magpies will relieve. Well, they've got plenty of pressure because they've got to get some goals. Perry's kick finds Salmon in a bit of space. So this quarter thus far, only a couple of minutes old, has opened up a bit. It's been ferocious, plenty of stoppages. Summon's kick finds Biaggi on the Dolling. Dolling inside 50. Going back nicely is number 59, which actually is number 5, Adam Fisher, in a blood rule Guernsey. Fisher now on the turnover. Has some players, they're lining up. It's with Block. He's running through the centre. Biaggi comes to put pressure. So Block kicks it inside 50, and that is a beautiful mark to Ruwald. It was a, well, stunning news at selection Thursday night that McConnell had been dropped. Maybe not so stunning that Ruwald had come back in. He's a regular player. But Phil Aspinall, he's provided that spark.
Like I mentioned earlier, Phil, he certainly has, and keeping a close eye on him here, whether or not he can become the game's first multiple goal kicker. He's only about 25-30 out, so hopefully he can put it through the middle for the Bays fans.
Well, he's right in front. They have had major troubles at this northern end, working out the breeze. Woo, I'll tell you what, he sinks it into the Sharon, straight over the middle. We have a multiple goal scorer, and the Tigers have their 8. And you think this one is all she wrote. Glenelg 8-11-59, Port 2-7-19, and Phil Aspinall with the margin 40 points. Is it all over?
I would think so, Phil. I think the Bays are certainly in the second half here. What we saw in that third quarter, certainly the better team so far, and so I think we'll see the Bays run away here.
Well, it's looking like that indeed as the ball back in the middle. What we might do, Phil, is just get some of those leading possession winners up to three-quarter time from the two sides. Yeah,
just quickly for the Bays, we have Ty Allen with 22 possessions, Luke Panozzo 18, Ben Kane 20, Lucas Block 19 and Matthew Bode 19.
Get the Maggies possession winners in a minute as they break from half back after a centre clearance from the Bays. Dolling's kick looking for Murray wasn't a great one. Bounced in front of him, the two number 7s, Murray and the Bays Holmes collided. The ball jostled free. Bodies going in hard. Allen in there in the thick of it. Hands off to Kirkby. Puts the Bays to the hot spot. 40 points they lead by. The Sting gradually going out of this game, but it's still pretty tough at the moment. Kane couldn't gather it in. Ball spills free. Lally picks up for Glenelg. Thought about the handball to Doldig. Spin turns. Chips back towards 25 from goal. Murphy there. Knocked it down. Lurking Kane. Can he get his second goal? He snaps back to the goal line. Not going to get the distance. Port spoil. And the ball out of bounds. Left forward pocket. 3 minutes gone, final term. Glenelg 8-11-59, Port 2-7-19. Phil Aspinall, the major stats getters for the Maggies.
Stephen Summerton, 20 possessions. Joel Perry, 16. Mark Dolling, 19. Jeremy Clayton and Tom Carr, both 14 apiece.
Speaking of Jeremy Clayton, he's got it on to Biaggi, and the Magpies away Depasquale. We thank the Glenelg statistician crew, Eki and the gang there, for help providing those statistics, as they do most Glenelg games that we travel to. And right now it's in the, centre half back for the Tigers. Oh, centre half forward for the Tigers. Backwell's picked it up, but his mark is intercepted. It's now with Biachi. Couple of long hand passes here, ends up with Summit and centre wing. Elstone calling for it. Can the kick get across? Got Thurgood there. They've got some numbers here, the Magpies. Elstone has Murphy and hot pursuit couldn't lay the tackle. It's a bad kick inside forward 50. That's where the Tigers have some numbers. And the kick from Rudolph finds Holmes. Now it's the Tigers in a bit of space. Grimer, he takes the contested mark against Archie. On this occasion, though, he's 90 out from goal. So we'll pass that one to Archie as Grimer passes to Holmes. Holmes on to Murphy, who brilliantly battles his way through two Magpie defenders, heads inside 50, and has got Kirkby, who's taken the mark. 45-degree angle, 50 out. We'll give you a three-quarter time score from Unley shortly as the kick, left a bit to be desired. It rolls out of bounds, 10 metres out. At the House Brothers Oval, three-quarter time, Sturt, 12-10, 82. South, 2-4-16. So the 100-point margin might be on there. Comes to Doldig. He couldn't take it. Magpies, Biachi getting a few touches in this final quarter. His kick, though, was a shocker. And it lands in the lap of McGarry medalist Brett Backwell.
Free kick for hanging on, Phil. Stephen Summerton getting the ball.
Oh, well.
And now 25. Bit of back chat, I'd assume.
Backwell not giving it back straight away, querying what was going on with the umpire, and he's suffered the penalty as Summerton at half back chips into the middle of the ground. Carr is there for the Maggies. He kicks to half forward. Thurgood up, couldn't take it. Elstone coming through, also couldn't get a clean purchase on the footy. Panozzo did well for the Bays. Handball to Cranston, who gave to Hinge. Now Rudolph for Glenelg. Left half back, kicks towards his grandstand side centre wing, and Lally gets up. Angus Lally for the Bays and takes the ball right in front of the Live FM commentary box. He kicks long to 50 on the lead. Ruwalt over his head. Backwell lurking at the back. Backwell kicks towards the goal. Right on the line. Lachlan took it. It's gone over for a behind. And Glenelg advanced their lead to 41 points. 8-12-60, Port 2-7-19. And play will come back to Lachlan, who will bring it in and find Summerton.
Summerton now will bring it back in board. Got a couple of Magpies in the middle. One of those was Elstone. Had Clayton running but couldn't quite get it there. Now it's Batson opposed to Panozzo. Thump from behind by Sherwood of the Tigers. Comes to ground level. Thurgood battling there, and he's infringed against the Tigers, and that's Holmes, who continues to impress most times I see him play. He gets it on to Sherwood, on to Kane. Kane's got a bit of space, enough time to take a bounce. Carr's run to put some pressure. Kick fire looking for Doldig. Thump from behind by Lockin. That's been a great duel all day, Doldig Lockin. Hand pass out to Carr in the black and white jumper and the blue boots. Carr now with the kick down the wing. In the path of Murray. Hinge hadn't lost it. Murray's able to mop up. Hand pass in front of Perkins, who got the look away hand pass. It might come off here as it comes to Murray. Murray now his kick in. Hope. Thurgood's got to get it. Bays have 3-on-1 numbers here. Thurgood still battling for it, though. He hasn't given up on the contest. And from a 3-on-1 contest, he's forced the stalemate. Well done, Murray. Three-quarter time at Richmond. Central 11-8-74. West 7-5. 47. 27 points in favour of the Dogs.
They keep fighting out the Bloods. Good on them. Here at Alberton Oval, the ball is at centre-half forward for the Magpies, and well, they're in trouble after what was a tight 2.5 quarters of football. The Bays have really put on the afterburners, and they're out to a 41-point lead. 8-12-60, Port 2-7-19. We've gone 7 minutes in this final term as the Bays clear from half-back. And Thompson it is, kicking them up towards the, Fisher, pardon me, up towards half-forward. The mark is taken there by Perry for Port Adelaide. He streaks away from half-back, has a couple of bounces and kicks from this grandstand side wing, but lands it right on the chest of the lad from Kalangadoo, the captain of the Bays, Ben Mules. He handballs off to Murphy, and from defensive 50 he kicks into the middle of the ground where Panozzo takes it. Handballs to Life FM's Josh Willoughby, who goes inside 50, bouncing ball. Grimer there, Archie does very, very well. He's got the points today, Archie, in that contest. He chips to half-back where Watson marks for the Maggies, and now Batson has the ball. Still at right half-back, grandstand side for Port Adelaide. He goes to Sullivan, who's got a fair bit of the footy today. In the middle of Alberton Oval, what's he got on offer? He's got Hargraves, who did it well. Outthought Rudolph, took the mark and kicks the goal from 30 out on the run for the Magpies. He sprinted out of Hargraves. Rudolph went with him and ran past him. Hargraves came to a sudden halt and waited as the ball landed in his lap, but he turned around and put through his second. And Port Adelaide's third. They go to 3-7. That's 25. Glenelg 8-12-60. 9 gone final term. And the margin is 30 of 35 points for Aspinall.
Yeah, Daniel Hargraves just judged that ball a bit better. The flight carried over the top. Sammy Rudolph got under it and Hargraves took the mark and then ran in and kicked the goal from about 10 metres out.
AFL, it's Richmond by 74 points. Time on final quarter of both seasons there. Essendon St Kilda firing up in about 10 minutes' time as there's another stoppage from the centre clearance. Three-quarter time, Chambers had 3 goals of the Double Blues 13 or 14. So they've decided to spread it around today. As from the clearance, it's with Murphy. Murphy, 2 bounds. Will he take a third? No, he won't. He'll kick it towards centre half forward. Flying from the back was Ruwa. Coming in to get it was Willoughby. He's tackled by Carr. It'll be a ball up 35 metres out directly in front. It is a Sturt 14-10 at 94 South 2-4-16. So by reckoning that's a 78-point margin early in the final quarter. From the tap down, Allen with the snap, lobs in the goal square, and Grimer has taken a mark in can't miss territory. 12 metres out directly in front.
Yes, Grimer's, as you mentioned in the call earlier, Phil, had an interesting battle with Corey Archie. Perhaps Corey Archie maybe just taking the points. But again, with that ball, like with the Hargraves one, Grimer seemed to have judged it a bit better with the flight and just got front position, and we should see him finish off for his first goal from about 12 out.
Grimer comes in now. 35 points the margin. Made the goal umpire work for it, but it's a goal. Glenelg have their 9th. 9-12-66, Port 3-7-25. We are back to a 41-point margin. We will take a break. You're listening to Local Footy 107.9 Life FM.
Moving freight is now suddenly a lot easier. Visit Lack Freight Online now and see how easy. Lack Freight Online lets you enter details like size, weight and destination so you can get an accurate quote fast. Simply go to Lack Freight, spelled LACHFREIGHT.com.au. It takes seconds to enter your details and you'll receive a quote fast. Go to Lack Freight, spelled LACHFREIGHT.com.au. Moving freight, move freight the easy way with Lack Freight Management. Station sponsor.
Well, new ball here at Albion. Grimer's kick disappearing somewhere down the Port Road.
I'll talk about an exodus out of Albion to get the Sharon.
They've charged out there after it as Cranston wins in the ruck for the base. Jeremy Clayton picks the footy up though, and he's away for Port Adelaide. He chips short and Perkins has it. Attacking side of centre square for the Magpies. He runs through half forward with a bounce, loads up from 50. Nice long kick, drifting away. Hargraves on the behind line, takes the mark again. Good reading of the football against Rudolph. And Daniel Hargraves, who's kicked 2 today, can go back and shoot for his third. Something is tickling you a funny bone there, Mr. Herb?
Yeah, it was just that the crowd that was rushing out to get the ball, of course, I don't think they stopped to get a pass out. So I'm hoping they're letting him back in.
As Hargraves kicked for goal,
He's missed it.
is awry, 1 behind. And Port Adelaide, 3 goals, 8-26. They trail Glenelg 9-12-66 by 40 points. We've played 12 and a half, nearly 13 in this final term as the Bays bring the footy back into play. They go out towards defensive 50.
So a fly there, I think that was Sherwood, comes to ground. Magpies will go forward once again. I think that's Biaggi with the kick looking for Mark Clayton, who's marked 40 metres out. He's going to kick pretty much into the teeth of this breeze, and that windsock that's been perpendicular all afternoon remains so.
Perpendicular.
At 90 degrees to the pole, shall we say.
Taken us 22 rounds, but we finally got perpendicular.
I've got a few dictionary to get through and I've only got 4 weeks to go. As Mark Clayton with the kick, it's high and it's pretty handsome. So all of a sudden the Pies have got their 4th goal. Too little too late, you would think. But it's the Maggies 4-8-32. It is Glenelg 9-12-66.
Yeah, much needed goal for the Maggies there. Although it's probably a bit too little too late, like you say. And Mark Clayton back in the side. He's a bit of rumour in the off-season that he was going to head down to South Adelaide, the former skipper. I'm sure the Maggies fans are happy that he stayed with the club, and good to see him get his first goal there.
South have a 3rd goal.
Just to say, given the scoreline there at Unley Oval, I think Mark Clayton's probably pretty happy he stayed at the Magpies as Bode breaks from the middle for Glenelg. He handballs to Hinge, who in turn goes over the top to Murphy, who Gives to Mules, outer side wing of Alberton Oval, and Mules kicked a wonderful goal in the second term. Kicks a beautiful long penetrating ball. Grimer was up high, couldn't take it. Kirk, the unlikely crammer. Kirk, the unlikely goal kicker for the Bays. Grimer was up very, very high, 40 from goal. Ball spilled to ground. It was big Captain Kirk who grabbed it, swung around and kicked his first, and the Bays get the answering goal. It is their 10th. They go to 10 goals, 12, 72. Back out to 40 points, 4-8, 32. Port Adelaide, 15 gone final term, and good bit of play there from big Daniel Kirk, Phil Aspinall.
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny actually done it like a rover. He was front and square of the pack, let the ball hit the deck and cleanly picked it up and snapped it over his shoulder for his first goal.
Well, 10 goals in his 2 reserves games, averaging about a goal a game in the league before heading away. So he likes getting on the scoreboard as Holmes, well, his kick, Clinch gave him a bit of a bump. Now Clinch has to go and fetch, which he does. Picks it up. His handball for Clayton. Actually, that worked out pretty well on the bounce. Now to Murray, who's had a stack of possessions today. Some of them not useful, and on this occasion looking for Somerton. Well, he's found a blonde, but it's actually Fisher. Fisher, his kick. Biaggi tried to come in and spoil, but it's marked by Kirkby. He's got a teammate further downfield. And bathed in the sunlight, the Alberton Oval now takes a bounce. Here comes the kick inside 50. Lally takes a mark 45 out. This will test his distance as about 15 players run past him to go in position.
He hasn't kicked a goal in his career, Angus Lally, playing his 10th game today. Goalless to this stage, the 20-year-old.
In fact, hasn't kicked anything. Hasn't kicked a point, hasn't kicked a goal at SANFL league level. The kick is from 51. It's high. Will it land on the line? I think it will. Yes, it will. So he still hasn't scored anything as Backwell takes it over the line. He's trying to get back in. In fact, he's earned a free. And this will be an interesting kick because he's in front of the Port cheer squad in that little pocket, 2 metres from the point post. Batson cuts off the angle. Backwell, any closer he'd be at the Power HQ entrance. Goes for the banana. He is from Queensland, but misses. Point to the Tigers. They are 10-13-73. Maggie's 4-8-32.
Yes, unlucky Backwell there. Tried the check side in the pocket there, but just managed to drift across the face of goal for a behind.
As Perry hoofs the ball back in for Port Adelaide towards half-back. Oh, Kirk! He kicks goals, he takes marks. On that occasion opposed to Archie. He's played on, big fella. Stop pointing, you got to get rid of the ball. He does now. Inside 50, we're lurking for Glenelg. Lally again off his hands. Carr mops up well for Port defence. 50 Doldig just back onto the ground, tried to smother, not successful. Carr's kick into the middle, fisted down. Clinch there for the Magpies. Wonderful tackle hinge. Clinch holding the ball, advantage paid. The Bays come away through Panozzo. His handball chopped off though by the Magpies. Lees, he goes to Locken, to Archie, and now Carr chips to Murray, and Port have the ball at half back as Murray goes to Watson, grandstand side wing. He tunnel balls it almost. Grubber kicks it along the ground towards Thurgood, who loads up from half forward. Wobbly old kick inside 50. Clinch in there. Tight on the line. Did he keep it in? Right forward pocket? No, he didn't. In front of the bowling green. Ball out of bounds. Nearly 18 gone final term. Glenelg will win. They're 10-13-73. Port 4-8-32. And next week's game here at Alberton, Port and the Eagles will be a mini elimination final.
Absolutely. Bode from the kick looking for Sherwood by the boundary line. Couldn't mark it. Spilled over the boundary line by the bowling club. So as a contest, this one's done and dusted. 41 points the margin. 18 minutes gone final quarter. Glenelg have not won here since 1993. I'm going to just check my book. Like I feel Espinal to check the book and just check who was the coach of Glenelg in 1993. Matty Bode concedes the behind.
I do know, but I won't ruin the surprise. Or can I ruin the surprise? He's still coaching today.
He's still here.
He's still here. He's still at Alberton. Mark Williams in his first year at the Bays. Of course, he coached him in 93, 94, then got the sack.
Yeah, well, that was the way Glenelg have done it, but they've found a way. As the kick from the Magpies, I'll tell you what, nice kick from outside 50. And I suspect that is Batson who's taken the kick. I'll just check for you. It is a goal to the Magpies. They are 5-9. So they've managed to kick 3 goals this final quarter, but they needed about 10 to stay in contest. And just waiting for this gentleman to turn around so I can tell you it's Batson. It is! Batson with his first goal of the afternoon. 5-9-39, Glenelg 10-13-73.
19 gone in this final term, 1993, gee. Of course, the Eagles won their first flag in 93.
Oh, yeah.
And the Crows had that thrilling run in the AFL finals, coming to an end in the preliminary against Essendon after leading by 7 goals at the half. As the Maggies go to 50, bad bounce for Thurgood. Watson was good. He tapped it down to clinch. He was well tackled by Mules. Ball spills free. A 1-2 between Pinozzo and Sherwood sees Sherwood come away from half-back. He finds Willoughby on the wing. He's been all right in patches, Willoughby, when he's been on the ground, and his kick on this occasion is beautiful, right onto the chest of Duldig, 55 from goal. He loads up, Willoughby's run on, but it's Kirkby diving out and taking the mark. No, not paid, says the umpire. Port will come away. Must have just bounced. Perry to Carr. His kick to half-back only lands in the arms of Allen for the Bays. He handballs off to Backwell. He measures the kick, and Holmes, Kane it is, pardon me, takes the mark 40 out straight in front, opposed to Big Batson, the last goal scorer. But he's in a different role this time around, standing the mark as Ben Kane will go back for last and try to become the Spays' second multiple goal scorer and the third multiple goal scorer of the day.
I think I might back him to kick it here, John.
He's a pretty impressive footballer, Ben Kane. Going game number 41 in the SANFL after a few years with Hawthorn. And Phil Aspinall's prediction, well, it looked pretty good, but it just faded away to the left, one behind. The Bays 10-14-74. Port Adelaide a 5-9-39. We have hit time on. We are, in fact, almost 21 minutes gone in this final term as the Bays head towards their first win at Alberton since 1993.
We're Doling in the middle, runs into 2 Tigers. That's not going to work. Ruel picks it up, sends it back in the Duldig direction. Big spell from behind by Locke, and now it's a hard ball to get. Kirkby's the man to do it. He picks it up at 50. Chip kick to Duldig all by himself. Duldig now 15 out, no opponent. Strolls into goal. Just adds the more icing to a pretty good cake for Tiger fans. They are 11-14-80. Port 5-9-39. This is doing a bit of dent to Port's percentage, but that probably isn't going to matter because the way it's panning out, it's winner take all next week. Back here at Alberton, and Glenelg, they stay ahead in the race for the minor premiership. They have to win next week against Norwood and hope Central can upset the Blues at Elizabeth. It's not a lay-down misère. Speaking of the double Blues, 18-13-121. South 3-4-22. 99 points the margin. Chambers has 4.
41 points the margin here at Alberton as Kirk wins it down the ruck for the Bays. Dolling picked up. Little handball found clinch, and Port get the centre clearance, but it lands in the arms of Mules, who handballs off to Fisher, who from right half back puts the Bays out towards the outer side wing, getting up Kirkby, fisted away from him from Perry. Biarchi was good for the Magpies. Took it on the bounce, handballed onto Perry. He was well tackled. Very good effort there by the Glenelg player in Mules to lay the tackle on Big Perry and earn the free kick outer side wing. He chips backwards to half back. Sherwood's there, safe man to have it. He plays on, gets around Somerton. We claim him as our own too, Paul Sherwood. He was in the commentary box about a month ago here at Life FM. On this occasion, he goes to Kane. Kane back to Sherwood. He kicks towards 50. Bouncing ball. Ruwalt comes out on the lead. He couldn't take it, but the Big Kirk could. He puts the Bays back inside 50, and Bode is running back. Got quite a shock as the ball banged into his chest. He juggled it, but he hung on, and he's taken the mark. 30 out, 45-degree angle, and I'm sure Daniel Kirk will say he meant to do that, Phil Aspinall. And some would say maybe he did, but I think Matthew Bode was quite surprised.
Yeah, that ball rocketed off his foot and ricocheted off Matthew Bode's chest, who was alert enough to grab it on the second go. So from about 25 out, slight angle, you'd think Matthew Bode would finish off from here.
Daniel Kirk, a ruckman, but in this last quarter, he's proving he might have a career as a rover, as Bode's kick for goal is there. He gets his first, Matthew Bode, and the Bays get their 12th. 12 goals, 14, 86. Phil Hurton talking about percentage earlier. They better be careful, Port Adelaide. It probably won't hurt them in the end, but
it won't come down to, well, unless it's a draw next week, it won't come down to percentage. And after Norwood shellacking yesterday, Port would, they'd have to lose by about 100 here to be close in range. So thought it might come down to percentage next week, but the Tigers have taken care of that. Final score in Melbourne-Richmond. Richmond by 80 points, 18-13-121. Melbourne 6-5-41. We'll give you a score from Richmond shortly, from actually Richmond in Adelaide shortly. As from the centre, Perkins picks it up to Murray. Murray will send the Magpies forward. Hargraves, Rudolph. Hargraves from the back got one touch, couldn't get the second. Mules comes in to help Sherwood mop up. And now it's with Fisher, back to Rudolph, and he will clear the Bays away. And you think, gee, Rudolph, Sherwood and Mules, that is a very tough defensive unit.
Ball's coming back. It's a free kick to Fisher in the goal square. Thurgood in his back there after he disposed of it. Not sure why it wasn't down the ground, but Fisher's got the ball deep in defence.
16 gone, final quarter. Central 16-9, 105. West 9-7, 61. So a game with not much to play for. Central are ahead by 44 points. We'll see if Sturt are ahead by over 100 yet shortly as the Tigers kick long down the outer wing, and it's a Tiger mark. And I think that might be Kirkby who's picked it up. He jukes, he jives, he kicks it back inside 50. Murphy against Clayton. Clayton falls. Umpire says play on, and Murphy has himself a goal. And it's not too often you see Jeremy Clayton's colours lowered, but Murphy's done that job today. And the party for the Louts is underway. They are 13-14-92. Maggie's 5-9-39.
Yeah, Jeremy Clayton still having a bit of a word to umpire Toby Medlin there. Not quite sure what the free kick was for. The advantage was paid where we saw Murphy run into the open goal square. From what I saw of it, Clayton did turn his body to go at the contest, but the umpire saw otherwise, and Murphy kicked the goal. 17
gone, final quarter only. Sturt 20-14, 1-3-4. South 3-4-22.
25 gone here at Alberton, and it's Glenelg by 53 points as Perkins gets a high up and under clearance for the Maggies. Snaffled by Jeremy Clayton, who gives to Clinch. Port Adelaide with a loose man. That's Mark Clayton, centre-half forward. He bombs long. Hargraves there, Rudolph with him. And as the story of the day has been, Rudolph takes a very nice defensive mark in the right back pocket for the Bays. He chips to defence of 50, and Mules has the ball underneath the time clock, which shows 25.5 minutes gone, nearly 26. It is 26 now. And the Bays leading by 53 points as Mules kicks to half-back. Kirk, who's been very impressive, especially in this last quarter, takes the mark, hands off to Backwell. His kick going down the wing for block. He couldn't take it. Perry was good for Port Adelaide. He combines with Batson, whose handball was ordinary, straight to the arms of Backwell, who chips towards half forward for the Bays. Good grab, Kane. Dolling was coming in. Kane had to go. He did. Took a great mark. He hands off to Willoughby, who chips towards forward 50. Murphy caught behind. Clayton getting in front, and now tackling high. And Willoughby, you can see the grimace from here, will take the free kick at half forward. Be careful there, young Josh. Don't want to turn it over. Clayton not letting him go, and Willoughby thrusting his arm into Clayton's chest, but he will hang on to the football, and he spots up Fisher, though his kick is ordinary. Set Fisher a task. Fisher knocked it back in the Panozzo direction. He goes off the ground, goes for touch. The ball skids out towards the boundary line. Panozzo runs on, and now he's tackled over by his opposite number 6 in Perkins. Glenelg 13-14, 92. Port 5-9, 39. 53 points the margin. 27 minutes gone, final term.
Yep, as mentioned, Sturt by 112. Central by 44. So the game's going to the favoured teams on SANFL Sunday, as it's with Lees. Of course, the coverage brought to you, Dave, station sponsor Home Loans Plus. Spills to ground. Perkins with the pickup, Dolling by the boundary line. And, gee, they wanted just a little bit of feeling still. The contest well and truly over. Glock and Dolling exchanging some pleasantries. Kirk wins the tap down a post to Batson. Talk about missing link. He's helped the Tigers create history and break the longest non-winning streak at a suburban SANFL ground for the first time since 1993. The